Welcome to the crypt, everybody. We got a special one today. So, our friends over at Eibon Press put out a really fancy collector edition of Zombie, as well as Maniac issue 3, and our box containing what I assume to be those finally arrived. So, let's dig in. So, also, Fright Rags was nice enough to give me a coupon code for 10% off their stuff, because I ordered from them so much, but I think this is probably expired by now, though. So, but hey, it's only about a week or so old, so might still be okay. All right. So I was a bit hesitant to order their special edition of Zombie because, well, I already have it. So I have them in individual issues, but what made this special was that it's a hardcover set, and I actually sprung for the... So they do these special editions called the Psycho Fan editions, which just come with tons and tons of extra stuff and signed posters and who knows what else. And this is the first time I thought, you know what, let's take a shot at it and see... Wow, this is surprisingly secure. I thought I could just slash this thing open, but apparently not. But anyway, so I figured I'd take the plunge and see what one of their Psycho collector sets is like. And the Zombie reissue seemed like maybe the best thing I could spend the money on to try out that experience. So, without further ado... Oh, man. Difficult. Ah, okay. So I guess that's how they package bigger items. One thing I'll say about Eibon Press, they always do a good job on the packing. So, let's start with our smaller box. I think I might need something with a little bit more finesse to get into. So my guess is this is Maniac 3. So in addition to comics, they also sell a handful of just... Oh man. Well, I guess that's how that's packaged. They also sell a handful of just like random cool stuff, like for their brand. So I don't actually have anything that I put these on, but I've been kind of digging like the art of enamel pins lately. So we got their enamel pin set here, which I think this was like 16 or something surprisingly affordable for pins, because they're usually pretty expensive no matter where you go. So, oh, that's cool. And like they're numbered and like signed. So there's that little extra touch of, you know, we put some thought into this, which is always pretty nice. And then I'm guessing this is my Maniac 3. Yeah. Ooh. Just toss the boxes. So this is the conclusion to their Maniac series, which is what got me into Eibon Press in the first place. So it comes in like their fairly thick special sleeve. So let's see, is this just the signature edition? I don't know, they put out so many special versions of their stuff, it can be a little bit hard to remember which one I got until I'm actually like looking at everything that came in there. So let's crack this open here. So their sleeves are their sleeves are pretty tough, and it can be kind of hard to get in there without like tearing up the shrink wrap too much. So one of the things that does kind of annoy me sometimes is when they do the special editions where they sign sign the sleeve, they'll sign it like, it doesn't appear to be the case this time, but they'll sign it like on a sticker, like on the shrink wrap, and so I can't just like toss the shrink wrap. But it looks like maybe they did it differently this time. Oof, yeah, that's on there pretty tight. I try to do this where you guys can actually see me interact with it. Yeah. So there's probably spoilers for this if you pay too much attention to it, which I try not to do. I try to just enjoy the art, like, right away. But let's see here. So yeah, typical Eibon press quality. You know, it's got some mass to it. So redonkulously violent goodness, which I'm trying not to spoil too much. So, because, you know, if you like core comics, you should give these guys a try. And, you know, I don't want to ruin too much of the fun by showing you all the pages. So, it's like the standard signature edition stuff for Maniac. Comes with a handful of like the little like collector art cards, which I'm not sure how many of these there actually are at this point. I should probably pay attention to that. But so it comes with like the little newsletter that comes with all their releases. And then this is kind of the signature thing for that edition. And it comes with like a VHS slipcover because, you know, the thing is, you know, VHS comics. So, and that seems to be a thing that they only do for Maniac itself, which, well, I just put these like up on a shelf, you know, and like have them like in a row. So I'll be reading this fairly soon. But now we're gonna get to kind of the big prize here. So this should be our Psycho Fan zombie hardcover. So for those who may not know, so they've been doing both a comic version and sequel in comic form to Lucio Fulci's Zombie. And I got the first 5 issues as part of like a trade from somebody. But they were missing like all of the extra stuff that Eibon Press's stuff usually comes with. I'm never sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but you know, hopefully you guys forgive me on that. And when they offered a hardcover trade paperback, well, you know what I mean. When they offered a hardcover version of the first 4 issues, which is like its own like complete arc, I was like, you know what, let's go for it. So, and they were, you know, I had a coupon too, and they were pretty cool about helping me out with that. So, because I mean, this was not cheap. It was like $100. So, and let nobody say that they didn't try really hard to pack it securely, because dang, this is a challenge. And they really like these priority mailers, dang. Well, it's a little smaller than I thought it would be. Actually, it's substantially smaller than I thought it would be. So, but first, this is what's still in the box, I believe, are my Psycho Fan Edition extras, of which, you know, reading on the product description, like, this came with a lot of stuff. So, let's see, so we've got the production dossier, which I think is just kind of, Psycho Fan eyes only. Let's cheat. So, it's like a lot of notes about the making and conceptualization of the thing. So it looks like we got some script stuff in there. It's gonna be a fun time. So, but it's mostly for me, and I don't want them to like get mad if I show everybody everything that's in there. So I think this sold out, or at the very least is really close to selling out. So let's see. Okay, so we got some of our posters here. So let's check those out. Ooh. So the classic Worm-Eye Zombie. So I try to figure out where the camera is. In memory of Chas Paulin. Okay, so... Aw. It's always sad when, like, you hear that somebody who did something you enjoy, like, died. But, well, he painted this, and now we get a pretty nice poster of it. So, what's our... Another poster here. So, I'm guessing it's... Looks like the guys behind Eibon Press, whose names I really don't remember besides Stephen Romano and Sean Lewis. I'm sure there's more information on all of these here. So that's kind of one of the problems with stuff that's like so content rich, is it's like you don't know everything about everything right away. But that's still pretty cool. And let's see our third poster. These are decent size too. First annual Falsey Festival. Oh, and then we've got... Oh, it's just like the zombie... It's just like the original movie poster design. And that looks like an ad for something that they held at some point in their history, because, like, zombie is a pretty important title to them. It's kind of a reason they exist. And, oh wow, we got a... What are these? So we've got a lot of stickers and what looks like a download... Ooh, the soundtrack down... There's a soundtrack download. That's what I was really excited about. Because I have one of their... I have one of the zombie editions that came with, like, a soundtrack CD. I think it was issue 6 that came with... a soundtrack CD, and they did a pretty good job on it, and I actually listened to that an awful lot, so I think that was one of the main things that swayed me on this edition, was it's like, oh wait, there's more music? Hot! So, yeah, Falsey lives. And then we've got like a bunch of stickers with just different like faces and art from the thing. Which, you know, it's a pretty deep work, so there's a lot of cool stuff to look at. I am really not good at angling these toward the camera. So, well, I'm gonna be really careful here. So this is like the download card for the soundtrack, which the code's on the back. So that's for me. You don't get to see that. Let's see, we've got yet more stuff. So these are a little bigger than postcard size. They're like little. They're kind of like sketch cards, I think. I'm not exactly sure what they call these, but they're still pretty cool. So, and let's see. Oh, right now I remember. So, when they were redrawing like the cover, like at different stages of this project, like they did kind of different versions of it. So I think I'm gonna try to do this to describe these from memory, but I'm going to do a terrible job. So this is like the original movie poster. So, and I think this was one of the earlier passes at doing the cover art, like drawing a version of this. And I think this might have been the one they ended up using on the more recent releases of the series. And this one's a pretty close treatment. Like it's kind of hard to tell without really like looking at them that they're different. It's just that this one has more color, but this one's an illustration based off that, as are these, but this one's closer. But I don't know, so that's all the stuff that was in the box, which, pretty meaty collection of content here. Oh, and there's this. What's this? Oh yeah, and there's... Looks like... Okay, so it also came with a little set of more of those trading cards. And it looks like I'm guessing these only come like in this like Psycho edition, because these are numbered too. Wow, that is a big pile of boxes we've got on the floor over there. And now for the main event. Let's see if we can get this thing open. So, even though it's a hardcover, it still comes with that like outer sleeve. So yeah, they only made. So for some reason I thought there were only 100 of these, but I guess there are. This is a 200-piece limited edition thing for the Psycho Fan set. Wait, what number was? Number 192 of 200. Ooh, looks like I got my order in just in time. Let's see if we can cut this open without totally fucking it. Actually had a bit of a scare earlier today with this. Like, I got the notification like out for delivery, and it's like, okay, cool. And I went and checked my mailbox, and I had gotten that day's like the day's like regular mail, but this wasn't there, and I was like, uh-oh, did something happen to it? And then like 6 hours later, I came back, and it's like, oh, there it is. That was stressful for no reason. And I had thought, so they've been doing more, they have more planned for Falsey titles, and so they just put out The House by the Cemetery, issue 1, and I thought I had ordered that and that was coming in the shipment too, but it could be I just didn't get around to ordering it. So I thought I was seeing some people like sharing theirs, but I could be mistaken too. So it's been a pretty busy month or so here at the crypt. Okay, so wow. So we came with some bookmarks, which are, oh man, it's kind of tough to, you can't really tell, but these have like a texture to them. These are really nice. They're kind of thick too. Wow. I really like these. Considering all the awesome stuff that this came with, yeah, seems like a weird thing to get hung up on, but it's like, oh, and this still comes with like the newsletter. Let's see. Yeah, I always get caught up like reading these. So, and as usual, like the reverse side opens up into like a little poster. So if I didn't already have so many posters, like this set alone would cover me like so well. So, and now let's actually take a look at what all the fuss was about. This is their hardcover zombie collection. So issues 1 through 4 is the story of the zombie movie itself, which they kind of had to cover to go into the sequel that they're currently in progress on. So, I mean, you understand why they did it. So, plus, doing it in comic form gives them a little bit of freedom to kind of add stuff to it, too, like, that fits their own, like, version of the sequel story. So, I think it was a good idea, and something they had to do. And now, 173. Okay, so the numbers are a little disparate between all the extras. So, ooh, I didn't know it came with, so it's a hardcover. I didn't realize that it had like a dust jacket in addition to like the slipcover. So that's pretty neat. So wow, they really, sometimes with like specialty sites like Eibon Press, like you'd almost expect them to like cheap out. Like there are a couple places I've ordered from. I don't think anybody that I've actually covered on the channel where it's like, oh yeah, that looks cool, and you order from them, and what you get feels a little bit cheap, but, you know, it's never, ever a thing with Eibon Press. Like, they're just always great. And, like, the quality of the printing, like, the colors, it's just so good. Like, they put so much effort in. I'm trying not to spoil too much of it. So, plus, a lot of this stuff is pretty intense. So, not sure if safe for YouTube. So, and it looks like all the stuff in the back here, I think, is what was in the original issues of these stories. Which, it can kind of be, it can be sort of a wall of text at the end of the story. It's like, well, because they sometimes do kind of like a breakdown. It's like, well, wasn't that great? You know, here's what we're gonna do next, or here's what was hard. And it's always nice to get that behind the scenes stuff too. Like, especially if you're a creative person who likes hearing, you know, just how the stuff came to be. So, we've got a Lucio Fulci dedication here. So they made him a character in the sequel, and it's great. And yeah. So I'm gonna have a good time with this, and then just going through all this other stuff. So, that's what $100 at Eibon Press gets you. A ridiculously comprehensive and high-quality product with pretty much everything you could ever want. Okay, they didn't. That's fine. So let's see if we can fan some of this stuff out so you can get like a overview here. Whew. So much. I think my one lament with this is that in I think it was like the third or fourth issue of this part of this of Zombie, like the cover was like the zombie versus shark thing, and they had like a mini poster for it, and I think that's just about the only thing I wish came in this. Because, you know, that's one of the best moments in, well, it's one of the best moments, like, in zombie movies, period, but I think it's one of the best moments, like, in Halsey Zombie, and I really liked the art that they did for it, but apparently that comes in, like, a different edition of, like, issue 5 or something, so yet more double dipping. But, yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. Yeah. It's just very difficult to get it all on camera at once. Let's see. Well, I think that's probably about as good as we're gonna get for being able to show you everything that comes in here, because damn, look at all that. So yeah, that's our Eibon Press order, probably for a while. So I know they're coming out with New York Ripper. It's late and my mind kind of blanked. Sorry about that. And The House by the Cemetery, which I think pre-orders for that go up, I want to say like April 12th or something like that. So yeah, I'm going to put a link to their site and to their store and site in the description. I think it's just eibonpress.com. So go check them out and show them some love, because, you know, they definitely love their fans and put just so much work into all their stuff. And yeah, and they're friendly on Twitter too, so I always appreciate that, because I hang out there way too much. So, well, go check them out, and, you know, hopefully you enjoy what we do here. Like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, see you around next time for more horror madness. So we got another collection video coming up pretty soon after I pick something up tomorrow, so it'll be a fun time. See you later.